several of which were articulated by Roy, and that is a celebration of a remarkable business, the expansion of what is now the largest OSB facility in the entire world. But very fundamentally, one thing we're here to talk about, and that is creating more good paying jobs right here in the great state of Texas. We know that to get things like that done requires a great leadership team, and Roy, you did a great job of introducing your leadership team. It takes a good quality team, and I got to meet many of them, and I applaud you for everything that you've done. You talked about some new employees, you talked about 8, but I know that there's other new employees that come with the opening of this new facility. I want to say welcome to all of the new employees here. We're proud to have you part of those who are adding to the workforce in the great state of Texas. And we're just very excited to have this Corrigan OSB facility here. One thing I want to go back and double down on, so you listed all of the local elected officials here. One thing I know from having been in economic development for 10 years now, and that is projects like this don't just happen and don't occur just because one person getting involved. Texas is #1 in the United States for the most new economic development projects every year that I've been governor, and has been driven by those at the local level. So thank you for all the local level officials who've been involved in making this process come to fruition. You know, to expand a tiny bit more on what is done in this facility, and this may be as much for the media as anybody else. What is constructed in this facility, the OSB that comes out of this facility, it goes into the housing market. And if you look at a recent report that came out yesterday, 2 of the top 3 housing markets for the next year are Dallas and Fort Worth and the Houston area. Other than that, just statewide, Texas is #1 for housing markets. Last year alone, there were more than 600,000 people that moved to Texas from some other place. Bottom line is, we need to build housing. One reason why people are feeling the pains of inflation and higher costs of living and higher costs of housing is because of inadequate supply of housing. What Roy O. Martin is doing with this OSB facility, they are trying to drive down the cost of housing by facilitating building houses faster, quicker, better in the great state of Texas. Roy, you mentioned one thing about getting this facility done. You talked about how the state and locals work with you on the permitting process. One thing that we're committed to doing, our motto in the state of Texas, and the reason why we are so successful in economic development, is Texas moves at the speed of business. You should not be slowed down by government. Our job is to get things done, not to slow you down. And know that that commitment will continue every step of the way as you continue to grow right here in East Texas. Another thing that you mentioned, you talked about the knowledge and skill training that you provide to your employees. This is something that Texas as a state that we've been harping on. But listen, we have a need in this state to provide employers like this with high-skilled, well-trained employees for good-paying jobs. And so we are working at the high school level to make sure that high school students are going to get the skill training they need, maybe to go directly into a good-paying job, or whether it be through the Texas State Technical College or any of our 2-year colleges programs. You can, Corrigan OSB can go to any 2-year college and say, hey, listen, we need you to train students to do X, Y, and Z. That college will train those students to do X, Y, and Z, and you will have a student who graduates from a 2-year program ready to come to work right for you with batteries included, ready to get the job done on day 1. We believe in a very fully trained, qualified workforce training program across the entire state of Texas. So, I mentioned earlier, we're here to talk about creating jobs. Texas is known as the national leader for job creation. Over the past year, Texas has added far more new jobs than any other state. These new jobs are a byproduct of our economic development. As I mentioned, Texas has won an award that goes to the governor of the state that ranks #1 for the most economic development projects. That means businesses either located here already that are expanding their businesses through investment and hiring, or it could be businesses that decide to move to the state of Texas from some other state that will invest here and add employees here. For whatever reason, Texas is attracting more people to our state than other places, and it means creating more jobs. The point is this: if you look at, say, the Fortune 500 companies that are coming to Texas, some people may have this impression that those jobs, that they may be going to Dallas, they may be going to Houston, they may be going to Austin or some other place. I want the people here in East Texas to know, and the kind of one reason why I'm here today, and that is we are fully committed and focused on ensuring this prosperity that we are achieving in Texas is spread across the entire state, with an intense focus on ensuring that we create more jobs right here in East Texas. Just over the past few years, Texas as a state and our economic development team have been involved in more than 20 economic development projects in East Texas, ranging all the way from Texarkana to Orange, Texas, and including projects in Crockett, 2 projects in Jacksonville, 4 projects in Longview, projects in Nacogdoches, Lufkin, and many more. We're ensuring that East Texas gets its fair share of the new jobs in this state, so that prosperity is going to reach every county in East Texas, making sure that the entire state of Texas is going to be lifted up by the brand of economic opportunity that exists only in the Lone Star State. So thanks again to everybody being here for this wonderful event. Thank you for Roy R. Martin for everything that you're doing to live up to what our goal is, and that's to have more businesses come here, succeed here, and create more jobs for people in East Texas. Thank you all. God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Texas.